Do you remember a time when you were a kid, when something happened and you got so curious that you got all excited because there's something you did not know, but somehow you knew you could figure it out? Tonight's topic is learning or learning again to be curious. Welcome to my channel. My name is Alain Faber, and as a high school teacher, I always tell my students that we can learn more so we can achieve more success. So this channel is my journey in learning more so I can achieve more success. Stick around and let's learn something new today. So today, let me share with you what is at the base of being curious. See, this is my small backyard. At the back here, I've got some tomatoes, some flowers here. And guess what? Every day we water the plant and the tomatoes to see them grow and realize that nature is wonderful. We go for hikes so that we can learn that our environment is changing all the time. But at the same time, by observing, we can realize that there are things we could do to improve the world. Today's topic is about learning to be curious again. Now, do you remember when you were a kid? Everything we did was amazing. We went to school, we had activities, there was a new piece of knowledge, something new we never heard of or we did not know about. And somehow that was the greatest thing, because we realized that by learning something new, we were growing and we could do so much more afterwards. And nowadays, we're much older. And how come adults tend to be less curious? Let me tell you my theory why people stop being curious as they get older. And I think it starts in school and it continues afterwards. I like science, I teach science, and I love to have questions where students need to figure out the answer. And often there's no one answer, and the experimentation allows them to discover something new. The difficulties that students have is that they know that there's not one solution to the problem, and it's hard for them. They tell me, "Sir, if you can just tell us what the answer is so that we can understand and then we can move on." But the idea is, if I give all the answers, then the whole inquiry process, the whole idea of questioning yourself, looking at your biases, looking at what you know, what you need to learn to be able to answer the question, then those experiences are missed. And often I think in society that happens too. With the generation where everything is online, where we watch videos, information is easily accessible. So I talk to students and my kids too, and they know about a lot of things. But if you ask them to explain what it is, it's much harder. And the reason is that they know a lot about stuff, but they know very little on how things actually work, consequences, the political aspects of making decisions in society, or how a mechanism works, how to come up with a solution to a problem, knowing that there's a situation to start with, you know where you want to get, but the link between the two is much harder, because everything is easily accessible. You go to the store and get it. And that's why we need to entertain curiosity, because that's the only way we can bring innovation in our lives. For example, one of the person I look up to is Elon Musk. I see this gentleman as being the ultimate curious person, because when he has an idea, he doesn't necessarily know how to get it to work, but he just knows that this is where he would like to go. And that's how he was able to create amazing things. For example, his electric cars, was an idea, and he put it forward. Not necessarily to make money, because his plans for the cars are in the open, it's like the open knowledge. Everybody can have access to them so that we can all improve on the product. The other example is, for example, his SpaceX. He knows he'd like to go to Mars. He doesn't know how to get there, but he's working towards getting the technology based on what we know to get there. That is being curious. If you go back in history, Curiosity brought the great travelers to discover that the planet was round. It was the people mapping the territories. If you think of natives following the herds of animals and exploring the territories and not having access to GPS, but following their instinct or the landscape to get what they needed. They needed to be ingenious. So the homework for you tonight is about one thing, and that's going to take probably a month for you to do. I heard in all the videos I've watched, I remember one entrepreneur talking about how to find ideas to improve the world. And his idea was, it's easy to do a business. All you have to do is to go on your day, and every time there's something that annoys you, a problem that you see, you write it down. And so you go by car, there's a set of lights that are not working very well. You need to get somewhere, there's a lot of traffic. You go into the grocery store, something is missing. You have a car and gas station is not always open. And you are listing all the little things that are annoying you all throughout the month. And after 30 days, his idea was you list all of them, you group them. And then he says, of all those ideas, you can find tens of problems that you can solve. And that's the basis of your business. So the homework tonight is for the next few days. You can take a week if a month is too long. But if you want to have your own business, you need to be curious. How to be curious? You observe your behaviors. And then when you notice there's some little issues, things that doesn't work, problems, list them. And in a week or in a month, group all of them into different lists and then sit down and reflect. How does it work? Why is it a problem? And what do you think you could do to improve them? And these are the basis of finding ideas for a business. Curiosity doesn't have to be very big. The idea of sitting down and reflecting on what's happening around you and wanting to find a solution, it is amazing. On this, have a great day.